Hi, I'm Tristan, and today I'd like to talk to you about the legalization of marijuana. Okay, first thing I'd like to say in this video is I am not a pot smoker myself. The reasons I'm going to be talking about in this video for the legalization of marijuana are purely economic in nature. So, before I get any hate mail or anything like that, I'm not advocating the use of pot or advocating its effects or anything like that. I am merely stating some of the economic reasons for its use. If you legalize marijuana and you treat it like any other controlled substance like alcohol or cigarettes, first off, you have a system in place already and a set of guidelines that allow you to control it. Like in Ontario, Canada, for instance, you must be at least 19 to buy either cigarettes or tobacco. So, that's a good baseline. You can apply that to marijuana as well. And then what the governments could do is you could tax it. And somebody walks into a convenience store and goes up to the counter and be like, well, I'd like to have a pack of a dozen joints. Well, that's going to be a whole lot easier to control than treating it as an illicit substance and then having to deal with like dealers and so on and so forth. The other thing about that is the fact that the income revenue would just be absolutely phenomenal. There are a lot of pot smokers in Canada and the United States. I'm pretty sure a lot of pot smokers would like that. Probably because they wouldn't have to deal with their dealer all the time. It's a whole lot cheaper to buy something when it's mass-produced as opposed to when you're having to rely on somebody growing it illicitly. So, being able to walk in and buy, a gram of weed for a third of the price that you are now would probably appeal to a lot of people. So, that's the other reason. It would actually reduce the prison population and reduce the load on prison systems. And in the case of the Canadian ones and the federal penitentiaries anyway, in the United States, it would reduce the load on the taxpayer because you would have all these non-violent offenders who are in prison because of non-violent crimes that basically amount to possession of marijuana. So if you made marijuana legal from that standpoint, you would have to release all these non-violent offenders that are in jail because all they did was have pot on them when the police caught them. So they're non-violent offenders. All it was possession. They're not a danger to the society. So just release them because they're not doing anything that's illegal anymore, and you've reduced the prison population, so some of the overcrowding would drop. You wouldn't have to be paying for those people to be in prison anymore, so that would reduce the tax load. So that's the other side of the economic reason. So basically, there you have it. The reason to legalize marijuana from an economic standpoint, anyway. You legalize it, and then you tax it, and you release it through a controlled system like you use for cigarettes or alcohol, and you create tax revenue, which increases your government revenues, and you remove these people from prison who have committed non-violent offenses that are just the possession of marijuana, and because they're not doing it illegal anymore, you release them into the public again because they're not dangerous. And that actually lowers the amount of money that's being put into the prison system, which in the case of Canada, and I think the federal penitentiaries in the States, not the private-run prisons, reduces the tax load because you're not paying for as many prisoners. So that's my video for today. I'll probably be another one early next week. And in the comments below, please suggest what you'd like to hear me talk about next. I didn't get a whole lot of responses to my last video, and I can understand seeing it's my first video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.